Here is your AI briefing for July 16, 2026 with 12 stories. Story 1. XAI sues a man for using Grok to generate CSAM deepfakes. XAI sues South Carolina's Terry Wayne Harwood over alleged Grok misuse to generate and distribute CSAM deepfakes by bypassing safeguards and altering non-consensual images. The lawsuit alleges Harwood bypassed safety filters to manipulate images of minors. This civil action establishes a legal precedent for holding users liable for generative AI misuse involving illegal content. XAI litigates its own safety failures instead of patching them, forcing taxpayers to fund the cleanup of its product's worst-case scenario. Story 2. Suno hack shows how YouTube Music, Deezer, and Genius data-trained AI music generators models. A reported hack shows Suno training on scraped catalogs from YouTube Music, Deezer, and Genius surfacing the pipeline and confirming millions of songs scale while indicating user data stayed vulnerable. The leak reveals the proprietary data pipeline, confirming the model ingested millions of tracks from these specific platforms. This exposure highlights severe copyright risks for rights holders whose works were used without consent. Suno's hack confirms the dirty data pipeline, but offers no legal shield, leaving the company liable while artists still lose control. Story 3. The 3-second theft. Why AI voice fraud outruns every defense. Criminals use near-instant 3-second AI voice cloning to bypass phone banking checks, tricking call center agents into confirming payouts before fraud detection systems can react. The cloned voices mimic specific tonal patterns, allowing fraudsters to bypass biometric voice authentication. 3-second voice clones bypass human verification, revealing that trust-based security protocols are obsolete against generative audio that mimics identity instantly. Story 4. Google and Epic give up fighting. Third-party Android app stores are coming next week. Google and Epic jointly withdrew a retroactive settlement bid, and next week Google will be required to host third-party Android app stores within its Play infrastructure as mandated by the U.S. court. This mandated infrastructure shift requires Google to allow sideloading directly within its official Play Store interface. Google's forced integration of rivals like Epic likely fragments the user experience, but Apple fans should rejoice at the breach in Android's walled garden. Story 5. Agentic orchestration. Enterprise AI organizations have a deployment problem, not a platform problem, and most are calling chatbots agents. Surveying 101 enterprises, VentureBeat finds orchestration consolidating on Claude-led provider platforms, yet most agents are still chatbot wrappers lacking real-time token burn fiscal control. Organizations prioritize token cost management over model selection when deploying AI agents. Consequently, enterprises are adopting multi-agent frameworks to enforce financial discipline and prevent runaway spending during automated workflows. Enterprises pay premium orchestration fees for chatbots wrapped in agency, accepting token burn volatility because their agents lack the logic to care. Story 6. OpenAI uses AI Red Team to strengthen GPT 5.6 against prompt injection attacks. OpenAI deployed GPT-Red's automated red teaming to expose prompt injection weaknesses, then used the findings to harden GPT 5.6's defenses against attacker-crafted instructions. The red team identified over 1,000 unique prompt injection vectors during the testing phase. These results were integrated into GPT 5.6's system prompt to restrict the model from executing external code or bypassing safety filters. OpenAI uses one model to find prompt injection flaws in another, creating a closed loop of AI policing AI without external accountability. Story 7. Meet Bonsai, the first 27 billion AI model that fits on your phone. Prism ML's Bonsai 27 billion runs full reasoning on an iPhone via a free on-device setup, and testers report near real-time performance despite the model's 27 billion parameters. The architecture utilizes quantization techniques to compress model weights without significant accuracy loss, enabling local execution. Bonsai proves thermal throttling, not just parameter count, is the real mobile AI bottleneck, turning iPhones into viable edge inference devices. Story 8. OpenAI strikes bold deal with Kalshi to mix together the most hated technologies in existence, AI and prediction markets. OpenAI has partnered with Kalshi to integrate AI-driven prediction markets, aiming to broaden trading accuracy and market coverage ahead of upcoming elections, while introducing stricter controls to curb model-driven manipulation. The partnership introduces a proprietary safety layer that filters AI-generated predictions before they hit the market. This mechanism aims to prevent high-frequency trading bots from exploiting prediction market volatility during critical election events. OpenAI and Kalshi merge the two most polarizing tech trends, betting that algorithmic prediction markets can be regulated effectively before elections. Story 9. What building Shippy taught us about building agents. Shippy's agent building work shows how practical, testable workflows beat brittle prompting, using tight feedback loops, measurable task success, and iterative deployments to reduce failure rates over time. Enterprises adopting these iterative deployment cycles report significantly lower operational costs due to the elimination of manual error correction in supply chain workflows. Shippy proves that agent reliability isn't magic. It's boring, iterative engineering that treats prompts as code, not spells. Story 10. Meet GPT-Red, an LLM super hacker OpenAI built to make its models safer. OpenAI trained GPT 5.6 against GPT-Red, a cyber sparring partner, to harden defenses, with GPT-Red automating attack attempts that improve model robustness versus evolving cyber threats. GPT-Red actively generates exploit code to stress test GPT 5.6, forcing the model to identify and patch vulnerabilities. This adversarial training cycle significantly reduces the risk of future AI-assisted cyber attacks. OpenAI's GPT-Red is just automated jailbreaking. Training on its own exploits proves robustness requires artificial stress tests, not just better coding. Story 11. Apple Intelligence approved for launch in China with Alibaba's Qwen AI. Apple Intelligence will launch in China after regulators approved the services via Alibaba, integrating Alibaba's Qwen models into Apple OS, starting this rollout cycle and expanding Apple's generative AI reach in the region. This partnership ensures data compliance with China's strict cybersecurity laws by keeping user information within local servers. It removes the previous barrier that prevented Apple's advanced features from launching in the world's second-largest smartphone market. Apple trades data sovereignty for access, making Alibaba the true winner while Apple gets to claim China as a market again. Story 12. Apple opens its long-awaited Siri AI to the public with iOS 27 beta. With the iOS 27 beta, Apple ships a standalone Siri app and opens public access, enabling users to invoke Siri directly and signaling Apple's shift toward an app-based agent experience. The standalone app allows Siri to operate independently of the lock screen, supporting persistent background tasks and richer visual interfaces. This structural change positions Siri as a general-purpose assistant rather than a simple voice command tool. A standalone Siri app is just a UI wrapper. Apple still hasn't solved the core problem of making the assistant genuinely useful. That is the briefing for today.